Shut the hell up. Shut up. Shut up. Shut up. Shut up. Shut up.
Hey guys, so this is my Minecraft world that I've been working on for probably like a year or so. It's called Dylan because my name is Dylan. This is like the town hall right here. It's the first building that I built, and then I...
One of the things I hear you guys talk about the most is the devastation you feel when you see your ex with someone else and they look happy. The new girl is smiling and laughing, and it confirms all of your worst fears. It's so devastating for us to see the memory of the man we were waiting for.
Always sucks to see an ex with somebody new. It's a jab in the heart. It never feels good.
When I found out my ex had got a wife, destroyed me. He never laid a finger on me because I was in Birmingham, quite isolated.
Losing a good man is something almost impossible to get over.
Going through lockdown and all these things, and then obviously this man just pops up out of nowhere and he's like cocooned me, and I've got him, and now I've got all his family, and I've got all his friends and his friends' baby moms, and there's kids everywhere, and like I just felt completely like encased by humans all of a sudden. And I was like quite infiltrated with his family. I go to his sisters for barbecues, I go to his mom's to chill, I take his stepdad to hospital appointments, I was chilling with his friends, I was running his friends round, or we were going to parties or whatever, and they all knew.
If your girl says, I need space, or let's take a break, or I need a break so I can focus on myself, translation, I want to go ride other, period.
It is never a good sign.
Nothing more, nothing less. That's just her way of being, wanting to go test things out, test the waters, or to break free or whatever, without being, feeling like a cheater, period. She doesn't want to cheat, and she want to play the game correctly. So she tells you, let's take a break. That way it's not cheating. No ifs, ands, or buts about it. Period. It don't mean.
And really at that point in time, it's just something to soothe their conscience so they don't feel guilty. I mean, they're going to feel a little bad, and they're probably going to tell their friends about it. Oh, girl, I just feel guilty because of, but any guilt that they felt about it, that's going to be stamped out by their friends. Oh no, girl, you didn't like him anyway. He was a bum, even though this man's making money. Yeah, I know, girl, but he was making pretty good money. Oh man, you could be making money and still be a bum. Like how? He was a good man. All my family and friends liked him. Yeah, I know they did, but sometimes those be the ones that have problems and issues, and you can just never know. Girl, and anyway, don't worry about that stuff. It's just time for you to have fun. Just basically forget all the right things to do. Absolve yourself of accountability.
So the last few days have been super traumatizing for me. My own fault. It's always my fault. We've been separated for a year, but we see each other a lot, and we spend time as a family together a lot. And I had asked him many times, are you seeing somebody? And he said, no, no, no. I kept saying no. And then he'd take me to dinner and we'd have a nice chat. And I have a boyfriend.
What? Bro, what are you talking about, man?
That I've been seeing. So it's not like I think he shouldn't. Don't get me wrong.
It's crazy how some people move on and expect their ex-partners to still want them.
This isn't about that. And I think the hard part is that because I've been with him for so long, since I was 18, for him to be in a relationship where he is in one, and you can't figure it out in your mind.
I think I see what she's saying. She's just making conversation. Like when they see each other afterwards, I think she might be saying it wrong or communicating it not the clearest, but what she's essentially saying is every time we would meet up, I would say, so catch me up in your life. What are you doing? What's going on with you? And he would say, no, I'm not really seeing anybody just yet. He's like, and I guess she would tell him, yeah, I'm seeing this guy across town. He's a pretty nice guy, yada, yada, yada. And so that's how they would do it, right? And now I guess she's had this, it's just the way it's been for her for so long is what she's talking about. She's mourning that for some reason. That's still weird though.
And then it felt like he had died.
Now that is crazy.
And I kept getting this sick feeling like he was gone and dead. And I almost wished he was dead. Huh? Because it was so of him not to tell me and take me out there so that I'm trapped on a boat with him and his girlfriend on the phone. And then I find out she's at his house, and it's like everything in that house is mine, like that we got when we were married. And that she's been sleeping there. I had no idea. None. And I just feel like that was a bad way for me to find out. I wish I'd had more gradual way to get to it, because I felt humiliated, embarrassed, old, ugly, because I think she's like 30 and like typical, right? And
Okay, so I think what she's trying to detail and what she's trying to say is, with the whole entire thing, I found out basically that first of all, I've been asking my ex-husband, which by the way, it's none of your business. I've been asking my ex-husband, was he seeing anybody? Are you seeing anybody? And he kept on saying no. And then I find out one day, if I remember the video correctly, we went on a boat with our kids. Everybody was there. And then I see this lady sitting here, and I come up and I introduce myself. Hi, I'm so-and-so. And she says, hey, I'm whoever I am. And she's like, well, how do you know my ex-husband? She's like, oh, well, we're dating. We're actually together. And like, oh, okay. I didn't know that. And the kids are around. He's probably back there with a beer in his hand, driving the boat, like, oh, shoot, how's it going? And then she finds out, oh, okay, so where are you from? Are you stay in the same area? Oh, well, yeah, I'm from this part of town. And then that's when she might go to her ex. It's like, man, I didn't even know about her. Why didn't you tell me about it? You kept on telling you went with nobody, right? Once again, it's not your business. But then he was like, yeah, I didn't want to make any waves. Yeah, she's been staying over at the house. She's been staying over at the house. How dare you? Yada, 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 and all that other stuff. That's what's going on. So this is probably what she means. I wish he was in this situation where he was not, well, she didn't really mean that, I hope. But she just means that it was crushing and it was embarrassing to me to find out this way. I would have much rather us go out to eat and him say, hey, I'm dating somebody. Oh, I'm so happy for you. And then that way, if it'll give me some time to accept it, and then I do that thing, that thing that women do is I wholeheartedly love you and accept you and come over here and give me a hug. And then they hug her and then rub her back and stuff like that. And, oh man, you're going to be so great. You're so good to him. Jim is a really great guy. And we have kids together, and they're just trying to do the whole thing to where they're friends. And I don't want any animosity between us. She wanted to control the narrative. Once you get down to it, is basically what it is. And he didn't give her a chance to control the narrative. He just moved on without her permission. Modern women. That's modern women for you, man.
I honestly, I've been in shock for 4 days.
It's absolutely crazy how she has her own boyfriend, but is upset her ex finally got a girlfriend and is living happily.
Okay, so seeing those two on Facebook, like all hugged up and y'all, it sent me in a spiral. And I was moving on, and I thought I was. And I thought I was fine. I was slowly getting over him. And then my went and looked on his damn Facebook page and seen the picture, seeing all the friends that were actually, all for me and him being together, all under the picture, like, oh yeah, this and that. Oh, y'all look good. Whew. It was hard. It was hard.
I'm proud that more men lately have learned to move on and make it better for themselves.
At first. And I remember I told myself, I'm not going to cry. I'm not going to cry. I'm not going to cry. Man, as soon as I dropped that phone, I cried like a baby in the middle of my bed and just lost my mind. Because what made it hurt so bad was that he never ever posted me. He never ever showed me off. He never claimed me publicly on his Facebook page. Never even said in a relationship with. I seen him do it with an ex-baby mom before, And with this girl, he posted her picture.
Marriage is not exactly something you take a break from. Monk since divorce in 2009. I finally have peace.
When a female regrets leaving you, she sees that you're doing better without her. She sees that you're prospering. She sees that you're elevating, you're evolving, you're growing. She starts to think to herself like, damn, how can I get back in? How can I get this guy to accept me back into his circle?
A man not afraid to lose everything becomes a desirable man.
I ended up losing the man that I was supposed to marry because I was too hot in that. I was thinking I was the and had options. And I did. But they wasn't good options. I ended up losing a man that I would call 3 o'clock in the morning because I wanted to cuddle. And this man was coming town to see me. You know what I mean? 3 o'clock in the morning. What man you know doing that? I had a man that knew me and my son was in the house.
But that was a mistake.
He went out of his way and spent $300 on getting me and my baby an air conditioner to put in our house. And me and that man ended up hitting a rough patch in our relationship. And I decided to go seek, other options because I thought they was better.
That man was a hidden gem.
And, at the time, dealing with it and being in the midst of it, it might have seemed like it was better. It might have seemed like, yeah, this is a lot better. But, after it's all said and done, that wasn't better. You know why? Because that man that I was supposed to marry wouldn't have had me dealing with my pregnancy alone. He wouldn't have left me out to go to every single appointment by myself. He wouldn't have had me in a delivery room by myself giving birth to not one, but 2 babies at one time.
Deep respect for that level of honesty.
That man wouldn't have missed his kid's first birthday. That man wouldn't have not seen his kids in over a year in person. That man wouldn't have fed me lies and excuses on why he couldn't be there or why he can't show up. He would have made a way. And it's like, I just say all of this to say, like, you really don't know what you got until it's gone. And you really don't know the value of things. I wouldn't have did that, If I had known better, I would have done better. And every day I'm working towards trying to forgive myself for that because he didn't deserve that.
These breaks are never a solution.
And, women make mistakes too. It really ain't all the men that out here that be cheating and lying and, doing stuff like that. Like, women have babies on men too. And I'm sadly one of them.
And I wonder what the rough patch was that made her want to go out and do the things that she did. A lot of women, first of all, let me say kudos to you for your honesty. There's a lot of women that would go around their friends and each and everything that they say, even if they were trying to take accountability, their friends would reverse it and be like, oh man, he's trash. Don't worry about him. He's in the wrong. Even if, like she's saying, no, he was a good man. He was here for me with X, Y, and Z, yada, yada, yada. They would still say the same thing. But kudos to you for getting in front of it and saying, you know what? I shouldn't have done that. I need to learn how to grow and do better next time. And I need to work on forgiving myself for doing that so I can move forward and maybe find somebody that's right for me in hopes of not making the same mistake again, right? And now you have a kid from this interaction with another dude and you have that to deal with. So that probably, if you have the right mindset and you are taking accountability, will say, man, I love my kid, but it's a reminder to me of what I could have had. It's a reminder to me that every time and the next time I think about doing something silly like that, I'm not going to do it again because I remember what I had and I remember it's too much to lose, right? So I think all in all, good for you for being honest. And I wish more women would take this upon themselves to learn from their mistakes and not just say, well, I'm telling you what, I'm not going to date a 6-foot man no more. I'm telling you what, men over 30, you're not going to see me. Instead of just saying, well, you know what, I'm going to make sure I don't date one of these fast talking men that's just trying to get in my pants. Well, how would I know that? By having a conversation with him and not being all in your feelings and controlling yourself like you're asking the man to do? Well, it's so hard because he says the right things. Okay, yeah, you're in the same boat as a man. You're feeling the same things as a man. But just like you're asking a man to do, once again, you need to control yourself and look for and stay with the person that you want.
My husband, 28 male, is living with the female friend, and she, 22 female, has become hostile towards me. My husband and I have been married for 3 years, and our marriage is on the rocks. It all mainly started after the birth of our first child together, in which he became increasingly irritable, aggressive, and sexually distant from me. He decided to live at different residences in a desperate attempt to salvage our marriage.
That ship has sailed a long time ago.
That was 3 months ago. I'm currently living with my mom, and I work part-time while also taking care of our 18-month-old son with the help of her. My husband purchased a new condo with the financial help of his dad and lives with a female friend of his, 22 female, who he apparently charges rent. Is it rent as in money or rent as in clapping cheeks? Because you can pay a debt a whole lot of ways. Living arrangement with this woman from the moment I heard about it. Mainly because we agreed that we are not taking a break in the sense of seeing others. We're still married and are not going through a separation, but we're just trying to give each other, mainly him, space. No, I mean, y'all can tell yourselves that all you want, but no, because this man has bought a whole new condo with the help of his father and is living with an entirely different woman that is not the mother of his child, his wife, while you are living with your mother.
The moral of the story is to always work things out instead of relying on breaks or separations.
She's become very hostile towards me, which is strange because she's supposedly only his friend and basically a tenant of his. For example, I went to visit him with our son, and the whole time she was sitting near him, staring at me with hatred. You're dismissed. If we need some drinks or some snacks, we'll call you. Thank you for your time. Like, why? I didn't come to see you. What are you doing here? Goodbye. When I asked if he and I could talk privately, she said, no, this is our place. And of course, this made everything awkward, so I just left shortly after that. Why are you pretending that you don't know what's going on? And the fact that this mother didn't say nothing to her for saying something to you, like, come on, man. That is his girlfriend, and she wants to make sure you understand that you're not welcome there.
If you didn't know, men move on or appear to move on quicker because they do not process their emotions. So post-breakup, yes, this is how post-breakup works, okay?
We move on fast because it's our only option.
He appears to move on quickly. You are like, oh my God, he never really loved me. Okay, he's a loser, as we know. We always know this. But the girls always need me to remind you. Always need me to remind you of this, okay? He's a loser. We know this. I know this. I know this. I need you to know this, okay? And yes, you're going to have a good day. You can have a great day. You can have an amazing, stunning, gorgeous, beautiful, great day because are you a great person? Yes, the are. Is he a great person? Question mark.
Stop it. Get some help.
Also, why do we know that he's on a holiday with a new girl? He's not blocked. Nobody listens to me. And I have to tell you, this is where you guys are the problem. Nobody listens to me, okay? My friends don't even listen to me with the block situation.
If her own friends don't listen to the advice, it says a lot.
The only reason you are finding this out, and you know this, is because you're creeping, you're lurking, and you're hurting your own mother feelings, okay? What happens after a breakup? Oh my God, blocked. It is the end. It is the closing of a chapter. It is the moving forward, okay? I have to tell you that I tell you guys all to put a block in place because you're not strong enough to not have a block in place. And I'm not calling you out specifically. I'm calling everybody out, okay? Very rarely are you strong enough to not do the block, okay? He should be blocked and you should not be engaging in his life. His life is none of your business anymore.
That's how men move on. They take a final look and proceed without looking back at the past.
Just like your life is none of his business anymore. I had a best friend, literally, she's still going through this. It's been a year. It's been a year for her. I don't want it to be a year for you too. If you just listen to me and put a block in place, a year from now, you'll be vibing and thriving.
Yep, he's got to be a loser if he moves on. If he moves on from you fast and he just wallow in his feelings, he's got to be a loser for that, right? These modern women never cease to amaze me. You guys be the ones breaking stuff up. Y'all be the ones walking out of relationships, statistically speaking. And then when a man says, you know what? I really loved her, but man, she didn't love me back. Now, like, well, I did love you, but it's just whatever it was, you didn't want to be around me. And so at that point in time, I got to go do what I need to do. And that's exactly what I'm going to do. You get mad at that? You're upset with that? You get mad that I don't spend time crying into my pillow and hollering and screaming into my pillow at night? I don't go to the bars and drink myself silly, blackout, have somebody have to drag me to an Uber, and the Uber have to drag me on my front doorstep, and my mom and dad got to come from out of town to take care of me right that night. My friend got to console me and drag me to my house in my living room, throwing up all over the place, messing up my house, alarming my dog and my cats. Like, what's wrong with her? What's wrong with him? Why he doing that? Are you okay? Dog licking me all in my ear, trying to comfort me. You mad because I'm not going through that I'm not going that low. I decide, you know what? She didn't want me. I'm going to move on with my life. You're mad about that? You're mad because what comes with that is me not bothering you anymore? Me putting you off to the side and say, well, she ain't never got to worry about seeing me again. And you can feel safe and protected and confident in the fact that I'm not going to come up and seek revenge on you. You're mad about that? You're insulting? You're trying to degrade people about that? Silly.